hosting today's conversation, today's meeting for 1 Million Cups, Detroit Metro. So good morning and welcome.
Yes.
So welcome to 1 Million Cups. My name is Lisa Davis. I will be hosting today, and I want to tell you a little bit about 1 Million Cups because we're here every single Wednesday morning at 8:30 in the morning, and this is a free nationwide program. This program is free nationwide and is sponsored by, funded by the Kauffman Foundation, and it was founded in 2012. 2012, the Kauffman Foundation thought it would be a good idea to create 1 Million Cups to have business owners across the country meet at around 8:30 in the morning on a Wednesday morning to talk about their business, to find community, to network, to talk about pain points, and just to find supportive atmospheres where they can be open and transparent. This place we're at right now, Incubizo, hosts 1 Million Cups every Wednesday. And this community provides ideas, connections, and tools for success. So we talk to small businesses that are having startup business challenges or any kind of challenges with open and honest connection, open and honest communication. And hopefully that'll inspire you, if you're a small business owner, to come up and talk about your business at some point. Today we're going to have presentation. Who did that? Don't be rushing me. Okay, so every single Wednesday, 8:30 in the morning, nationwide, these small businesses are gathering together to have a cup of coffee. That's why it's 1 Million Cups. And right now we have about 110 or 112 communities nationwide that have been founded by the Kauffman Foundation. Here, we want to welcome everybody in the community, especially if this is your first time attending 1 Million Cups. Please stand up. We want to welcome you. We want to notice you. We want to honor you. Ooh, come on, y'all. Y'all better come on. Hello, good morning. Are all y'all together? Are y'all, wait, get back up. Get yourselves up. Are all y'all together? Or y'all just sat together? Okay, now this is what I'm talking about. Come on together with your whole entourage. What I want everybody to do is to see all the new people and like we do in church. After the session, go up, introduce yourself, fellowship, shake a hand, but remember all these new people that have showed up and make them feel welcome. Okay, y'all can have a seat. Oh, welcome y'all, especially on this kind of morning of a rainy day. So I also want to welcome and recognize past presenters. If you have presented in the past, please stand up. If you're a past presenter. Okay. Wait, get back up. I want everybody to notice the past presenters. If you're thinking about presenting and you want to find out what it's about and how you feel when you present, please talk to some of these people that are here that have presented so that you can get some understanding of how it feels to present and what the whole process is. Thank you very much. All right, and I want to also talk to, what's the next thing? Okay, before I do that. I also want to recognize the volunteer organizers that help to put this on every single week. If you're a volunteer organizer that volunteers for 1 Million Cups, the Kauffman Foundation, please stand up or raise your hand. We need organizers, we need more people to join the committee. We have people that do social media, we have people that recruit businesses, we have people that coach the businesses, we need volunteers to MC, we need volunteers to help organize this, we need volunteers to talk to our coffee sponsors and find coffee sponsors, and just all kind of things. It takes a lot of work to get this organized every single week. It's about 5 to 10 hours of your time. But if you find that you like to volunteer and get connected with a great community and a great organization, please think about volunteering to be an organizer for 1 Million Cups Detroit Metro. So, coffee sponsor. Today we have our coffee here and it is sponsored by a wonderful sponsor. But if you want to be a coffee sponsor, we do ask that you think about being a coffee sponsor, and this is the one time that you can come up as a coffee sponsor and talk about your business. And you can talk about it any kind of way you want to. We don't coach you on it. We don't have any kind of You can pitch if you want to, but you can talk about your business for 3 to 5 minutes as a coffee sponsor. And as a coffee sponsor, we ask that you bring enough coffees and coffee and whatever else for this many people, 50 to 60 people, right? So if you think you want to be a coffee sponsor, please reach out to one of the organizers that stood up or myself, and let us know if you want to be a coffee sponsor. This, again, is a volunteer effort, and we need coffee sponsors every week because we all come in here looking for that cup of coffee at 8:30 on a Wednesday, okay? So let us know. Please post your socials, 1 Million Cups Detroit Metro, share 1 Million Cups social post. Yes, okay. And those are the next updates that may be open for coffee sponsors. So if there is an iPad running around here, please sign in. Please sign in. If you haven't signed in, who has the iPad? Raise your hand. We need an iPad brigade. We watching that thing. We need to know that y'all signed in. I'm just kidding. But please sign in, pass it around, sign in. Let us know you're here. We won't spam you. We promise not to stalk you. I may stalk you, but everybody else will not stalk you. So now, Incubizo. This wonderful facility is called Incubizo. It is a co-working space. If you're a small business owner, you may know how valuable that is to some small businesses. Co-working space means that they have a place for you to work that's less costly than buying into a suite somewhere. They have business mailing addresses, private suites, and conference rooms that you can rent on a monthly basis or on a one-off basis. So if you're interested as a small business owner, or if you have a community group or anything else, please use your phone and get the QR codes and find out more information about Incubizo. The conference rooms are fabulous. The place to hang out and work or whatever, or you need a mailbox, this is the place for you. And now we will have our coffee sponsor for today. We have the City of East Point Economic Development. Ian, come on up and talk to us about what you want to talk about.
Thanks, Lisa.
Yep.
And I've known Lisa for a long time, since I started in economic development, so it's exciting, yes, to have her introducing me today. Thank you, Lisa. Good morning. How's everyone doing today? Good. Awesome, awesome. My name's Ian McCain, and I have the pleasure of living and working in the gateway to Macomb County. That's East Point, Michigan. And you may be wondering, what am I doing on this side of town? Well, I want to tell you a couple of things about what's planned, what's new, and what we need from you. So without further ado, let's dive in. First, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our amazing coffee sponsor, thanks to Coffee Break Cafe. They're located on East 10 Mile near I-94. They have a great selection of coffee. They roast all their coffee in-house, baklava, muffins. So if you haven't yet, definitely get some before you leave today. All right, what's planned? So we have been busy the last couple of years and continue to update different things here in the city of East Point. We have updated our zoning ordinance, our DDA development and tax increment financing plan, as well as the 5-year Parks and Recreation master plan we share through the recreation authority we have with the city of Roseville. We're currently engaged in rewriting our master plan as well as creating a comprehensive economic development strategy. We were one of the first communities back in 2014 to receive a certified redevelopment ready communities designation from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, and are continuing that recertification process through the end of this year. And last but not least, I'm working with one of our amazing East Point resident and Women's Business Builder Bootcamp founder and director, Dusty over here, to work on building a hub for micro businesses in southern Macomb County. So what's new? We've got a lot of construction going on, including on Gratiot and 9 Mile Road. We've launched the Green Point Initiative, which is our sustainability work that's earned us 2 silver designations through the Michigan Green Communities Challenge. We are creating a community gathering space behind our library called Civic Point, as well as improving various different parks in the city, including a new splash pad at Kennedy Park. We have great new businesses, Urban Eats, an amazing Mediterranean restaurant, Sweeter Than Honey, a great bakery, and she is a graduate of East Detroit High School Culinary Arts Program, and World Class Learning Center on Kelly Road. Please join us if you're free for our summer concert series. We have 6 free concerts this summer. Our next one is actually this Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the East Point Memorial Library Courtyard, where we'll have our family town favorite Soundproof perform. And we have lots of resources for businesses as well. If you go to our website, eastpointmi.gov, and go to our economic development page, two things in particular I want to point out is a list of business support organizations that we work with or have connections with, and a news and events webpage that I try to keep updated as frequently as possible with different events, networking, funding, and training opportunities for small businesses in the metro area. And I'm working on creating a comprehensive list of our vacant for lease and for sale properties, so folks that are looking to do business in East Point have a one-stop shop for finding that. Last but not least, what we need from you, if you have additional small business and development resources and funding, if you have any suggestions on how we can ease business and development processes for new businesses and for existing businesses, if you have suggestions on filling commercial vacancies and you're interested in opening up a business in the city of East Point, we'd love to talk to you. And then last but certainly not least, what do you need for your business? What are we missing? And any case studies or best practices around these topics, we'd love to hear about. So with that, thank you from the Gateway to Macomb County. Again, I'm Ian McCain, Economic Development Manager. You can find me on all social media at Ian Colin McCain, and there's my contact information. Thank you all.
Does anybody have any questions for Ian or any comments? No? Okay. All right, well, he'll be here. Oh, I cannot take.
You mentioned your Greenpoint initiative. Can you talk more about that and the significance or the interdependence between open spaces and health and business thriving?
Yeah, great question. So the biggest thing that we kicked off from that is a partnership with Macomb County with some grant funding that they got to plant trees in our commercial and residential medians. So we worked closely with our contact at the Michigan DNR. If you're looking for a tree expert, Lawrence Sobson is amazing. He knows everything you could ever want to know and more about trees. So we work with him every year to update our tree list for trees that are specifically designed for our smaller easements in East Point, both commercial and residential list. So that's one of the biggest things. That was launched by our community development fellow, John Kraus, and he was also the one that applied and got us that first silver designation. In addition to that, we now have a sustainability fellow, Michigan Climate Corps Sustainability Fellow, Rui Zerbel, and she has launched a pilot composting program. Both of them have hosted different events, Earth Day events, Arbor Day events. Rui just did a sustainability fair, I think it was on June 30th at the library. Let's see what else. She's doing so many different things, it's hard to keep up. And then one of the things I neglected to mention in our presentation, but is super important, is we have an amazing community garden in East Point Urban Seed. They've been around for 10 years. They just helped start another new community garden in South Florida.
Enter Bluetooth.
So
Wait
every
for
Saturday
connection.
from 10 to 2, they have a garden party. You can go, volunteer, hang out, get free veggies. So that's kind of a high-level overview of some of the sustainability things. And then we also, last thing, got a grant from the Consumers Energy Foundation to install rain guard and other like bioretention along some of our major commercial corridors and in our city parks. Yes.
So how do you feel, how does the company get employment? How do they just get a grant?
Yeah, so I would say small business grants were like really plentiful during the pandemic, and they're a little bit harder to come by now, but they are still out there. A couple of places I keep track of that seem to post about them regularly. Black Tech Saturdays, they seem to post, I would say, I think like once a week, updates on different grants. Verizon and Comcast typically have small business grants. Trying to think of some other. Oh, yep.
We had a little extra time today because we only have one presenter. That's a big question. That's a very big question. And we have a grant writer in the back that you can meet. Her name's Lisa as well, Lysa. So if you want to get more information, you can talk to her. Yeah, so thank you. So thank you. Thank you. No, it's okay. I just want to make sure we keep it all cool together.
Excuse me, Lisa, can you put his information in?
Yeah, oh no, yes, of course we can. How do you get there?
Thank you.
Yep, take a snapshot and reach out to Ian, absolutely. All right, yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Hey. So you see the importance of this community. You never know who's here, who knows how to do what. So community here, networking is important, meeting somebody new is important. You never know who knows what and what people can help you to do what. So next on our list is our presenter for today. And I want to say when our presenters present about their business, it's not necessarily a pitch. It's them to tell you about their business, let them know why they started it, what they've done, what their pain point is, and then they ask the community for help. And that's when you as the community should feel free to come up and give them some insight on the things that they've discussed and what you feel they may need help with based on what their pain point is. So with that being said, our next speaker is Valaise, Tried and True Financial Services, LLC. Come on up, Valaise. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lisa, for that warm introduction, and thank you all for the warm welcome this morning. Again, my name is Valaise Smith. I am an enrolled agent, and I am the founder and CEO of Tried and True Financial Services. And so the reason why I launched Tried and True Financial Services is to help small business owners with that need help managing their finances. And so I created this framework, the ABCs of finance. And the ABCs of finance represent accounting, budgeting, and credit. And so when we talk about our service offerings, they are accounting, budgeting, and credit. And in the accounting space, we lean in on tax accounting, and in that space we offer income tax planning and preparation. Under the budgeting umbrella, we wrap in bookkeeping to make sure that entrepreneurs know their numbers and that they can produce the critical financial statements that they need to get funding, to get certifications, and to make strategic financial decisions. And then the credit is building business credit, right? To make sure that they understand the foundational concepts of building business credit, and then also to ensure that they're not commingling their funds and mixing their funds. We understand and know that as startups and small business owners, oftentimes they bootstrap and they use a lot of their own personal finances. But if we start building business credit from the beginning, then that helps to create that separation. And then also to make sure that they are lender ready. And so when we get into talking about our biggest challenge, I want to first start off by sharing that our ideal client avatar has been a mission-driven, six-figure earning businesswoman, service-based businesswoman, clients, coaches, consultants, therapists, things like that, operating in metropolitan urban areas throughout the United States. And they typically, they're ambitious, they're driven, they know their stuff, but they still have challenges and find it hard to manage their finances. And so they often look for support in that area, and they're looking for trusted help in that space, and that's where we come in. And one of our challenges has been marketing to this demographic who we deeply care about, but they often really don't, they often cannot consistently afford our services. That's been our challenge. Marketing to a demographic that we deeply care about, but they cannot consistently afford our services. In addition to that, the people who respond to our messaging kind of identify with our current ideal avatar, but they haven't necessarily reached that milestone in their business. And so what we're looking to do is pivot into a higher value market, offering consulting, tax planning, and tax resolution services, which are all year-round services, not the I do taxes, I can do your tax, that one-time thing, but really leaning in on the consulting piece, the advisory piece, the planning piece, as well as anybody that might need resolution services. And then just understanding and knowing that we need clarity, we need help and clarity and support for our strategy on how to find and connect with the right clients to make this pivot profitable. And so what we have done, what have we tried so far? We do have a pretty solid digital footprint, and so we do have a Google business profile. So if you go to Google and you type in either my name, Valaise Smith, or Tried and True Financial Services, we're gonna pop up all over the first 2 pages. And so we typically do, after we meet with our clients, we send our follow-up email saying thank you for choosing our services, and then we ask them to provide us with a Google review. And so that's worked pretty well. We do have a nice amount of Google reviews out there. And then in that same email, we also let them know that we offer a referral bonus. So if a client refers someone who becomes a client, then we give a referral bonus for that. We've done a lot of networking, some technical assistance, industry associations, social media, and marketing. So in the social media space, in the networking space, we are a certified women business-owned enterprise, so we do a lot of their virtual and in-person events, so a lot of networking in that space. We also have attended 3 out of the 4 last Detroit Means Business Summits that's held in the metropolitan Detroit area that brings together a lot of the entrepreneurial ecosystem in one room where our ideal client typically is at. And then we also attend a lot of conferences, not necessarily just here locally in Michigan, but nationwide. And so we've had an opportunity to network in that face-to-face networking in that regard, and that's worked pretty well for us. And then we've also served as a guest on several different podcasts, one of which is posted up on our website. And then technical assistance. So we have had the opportunity to provide technical assistance to organizations like Michigan Community Resources. We are a proud B2B provider with Oakland Thrive, and that has worked well for us. And then we also recently had an opportunity to sign on as a technical assistance provider for Prosper Us. In the industry association space, we definitely lean in on our industry, the National Association of Enrolled Agents, and they have a directory where their professionals can list a profile, and so people that are looking for trusted tax professionals can go up on there and they will find Tried and True Financial Services. The National Speakers Association, we've connected with them as well because part of our service offerings would be facilitating workshops, training on our topics, as well as speaking engagements. And then TaxCure. TaxCure is a referral-based platform for tax resolution services. So we just recently got signed on with them, so we haven't really gotten any traction there, but we're looking forward to that. And then in the social media space, again, we're all over social media. So we are on LinkedIn, we are on YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel where kind of drifted away from that because life happens and just haven't picked it up. You know, when you have that momentum and you're consistently going and then you hit that bump in the road and it throws you off your train and you got to get back on it. I need to get back on the YouTube train because I think that will be really good for us. But I do have some content out there where for over a year, I batch recorded content, put content out there to show ourselves as an expert in our industry. And then also on Facebook, same thing, kind of got to get back to it, but for over a year, I did do this thing that we call Tax Tip Tuesday. And so on every Tuesday evening, I will go live on Facebook and just offer some tax tips of things that I saw in practice that my clients struggle with, or things that I just know was valid, information that they would need to know. So we did do that. And then in the marketing space, we do have a nice website that has all of our information, all of our services, mostly all of our prices are listed out there for full transparency so people know what they're signing up for before they even reach out for a consultation. We do some lead gen. And I've also done webinars, master classes, free webinars, master classes about the services that we offer in order to share that information and ultimately convert them into clients. That hasn't worked so well, and for me, it takes a lot of effort and energy to put all of that together. And so I don't know if that's something that I should continue to lean in on or not. And then podcasts, same thing. I put podcasts under networking as well as marketing because showing up on a podcast can serve dual purposes, right? All right. And so what has happened and how has our garden grown? Well, I launched the business in 2015. And so for the first 7 years of the business, I actually operated as a corporatepreneur. So I had a day job, and then I operated the business in conjunction with that corporate schedule that I was running. And so we experienced modest growth because of that. In 2022, when the pandemic hit and people were rethinking life and rethinking business, I thought that was a perfect opportunity for me to just step out and focus on the business full time. And when I did that, we did experience 37% increase in gross revenue and that was in year 8. Year 9, our revenue increased 60%, and then in year 10, we experienced a slight decline in 24%. So that's kind of some of the metrics behind how we've grown. And so today, what I'm looking for feedback from you is, and I kind of gave a little bit of a spoiler alert earlier, is how can we effectively reach and attract our clients who both need our services and can afford to pay for them consistently. We all know that the tax prep business is cyclical. And however, our services and the value that we provide is year-round, and it really should be year-round, not just one time a year. So we're looking to create some messaging and attract the clientele that see the value in year-round services under that consulting or advisory and tax planning and the tax resolution. So I'm open to your feedback.
Okay, so we've heard the challenge and we've heard the community ask. One thing I want to say is that in the beginning, you described your clientele as a six-figure business that was woman-owned, that couldn't afford your services, that you had a problem marketing to, and I was like, why? Why are we trying to market to somebody that can't afford our services? That's a question. So, no, not for you to answer right now. I'm just saying to think about that part. And then the other one that I had is the value proposition, right? So sometimes as service providers, we like to tell people what they need, but we're not telling them how it can help them to earn more money. So maybe that conversation can be around what is the value proposition versus what do they need. 'Cause it's almost like, so I play classical piano, right? And growing up, I had to practice. Well, I didn't understand why I had to practice, but I know my mama told me I had to practice. But I understood at the recital because I was jamming at recital playing some Beethoven. So practice makes perfect. What is the value add? Why do they need your services? And because people don't like to do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you got to figure out how you get that messaging across. So who wants to come up and help? I just said that because I had the mic. Y'all come on out here. I know that with me today. Y'all got y'all caught. Come on up, pink shirt. Come on up, pink shirt. This is the first time. Come on up. Come here. Come here. Come. All the time to show them how we do it. We're going to start over here with our line. We're going to start over here. I'm going to pass the mic. And as you converse with this person, Valaise, we're going to have you pass the mic to the next person. That's the process.
Nice presentation.
Thank you.
One thing you might look at is the language of your marketing and the imagery. I worked on a hospital that wanted to change their payer mix. They wanted to get less people with no insurance and more people in the higher bracket with good insurance. And what we did is we created marketing that spoke in a much higher language that might, even though they would still take anyone with no insurance, their marketing was such a way that people might think, oh, they're too hoity-toity for us. They're too, they didn't change how they operated, but they changed how they marketed so that people with insurance in the higher echelon saw them as a place to go, and people who didn't have insurance or a lower echelon didn't stop all of them, but some of them was like, oh, I don't want to go to that place, I'll go to the other hospital down the street there, but they're going to take better care of me. The care didn't change, but the messaging did and the payer mix did. So you might want to just look at how you talk and what your images is.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello. Good morning. My name is Lynn Drake, and I own Compass Commercial. We work with businesses on leasing and purchasing buildings. So most of my clients happen to be female as well. And when I'm going to look for my clients, I don't look for anybody under a certain revenue amount because I can't afford to do their transaction. So we generally research their revenue before we even get into any kind of marketing. That's what we do. Your tax tips. Could you write 12 tax tips, get somebody that does podcasts, have you record all of them, then let that take those 12 tips, break them into one per month, so you're not going back all the time. Do that once a year. Another thing that I do is I have 2 sets of marketing for LinkedIn, Facebook, and all that stuff. I have an odd year and an even year. I reuse them because nobody remembers, because they're a couple of years out. Then, in addition to that, I add maybe 3 to 6 additional things. This year, I added a really interesting podcast on how to have a better life. So all I had to do was go online, go to ChatGPT, give me the 10 best podcasts out there to make people happy. Then it goes in there. And then we just, every year, like I said, we're using the same thing with Christmas. I also do a lot of motivational posts. I got 24 of those. Another thing, when you're with your clients, if you ask them to post on Google Business, then you can use those, what they say, in your emails to your clients. So we also post those on social media. So we have a form, and you just drop in the name. It's got our company name on it. You just drop in the name, boom, done, and you just fill it in. So those are the things. The other suggestion: have you guys been in EO? Do you know what that is? Entrepreneurs Organization. Okay, so those are organizations that are making more money than you're talking about. There's plenty of women. I used to be a part of that. There are plenty of women out there that are making enough money. I think you just need to concentrate on maybe like I'm a Great Lakes Women Business person too. Most of their businesses aren't in the level that you want. So you gotta look at their revenue. And that's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning. So I have a few questions for you. And one is, what is the current lead magnet that you're using to attract clients?
So on our website currently, we have top 5 questions to add your accountant, CPA, or enroll agent. Because a lot of times people don't know when they don't know. And so that is one of the lead magnets that we're using currently. In the past, we've had an ebook on building business credit, and we've used that as a lead magnet as well.
Okay, and are you updating the lead magnet pretty
So
regularly?
These are suggestions from you to the presenter, not Q&A.
Okay.
I know it's your first time.
So suggestion, I had one on here, is I think you should bring back or redesign your Tax Tip Tuesday. I think LinkedIn and your YouTube channel are probably the 2 best social media platforms where those tips will land with your ideal clients.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lisa Stein. I'm a grant writer. Tired. I'm getting around this morning. There are funds out there for your business based on being a minority-owned business, a women-owned business, maybe based on your geography. There's also money out there for the people who need your services. So I can work with you to look for ways to collaborate with people who need your services and help you identify funding for them to pay you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
name is Tanisha Molden. I am also the president of NAVO, Greater Detroit National Association of Women Business Owners. So that would be a great group. I invite you to check us out. Obviously become a member, but we have non-member events too. But the group of business owners, entrepreneurs, are probably your ideal clients. Also, I'm an attorney. I'm an intellectual property attorney and a brand strategist. So I would invite you to maybe look into that and putting together a strategic plan on how you're utilizing all those avenues that you're doing, and if that is funneling into the vision that you have for your company. And also, I'm an Oakland Thrive TA, so you can use those hours for that too. So, yeah. Legal and brand strategy.
Thank you.
First off, congratulations.
Oh, a little bit closer.
Oh, sorry.
We gotta move.
Oh,
There we
sorry.
go. You're good.
Great job. Pink is definitely your color. Couple thoughts. One, you said you were a mission-driven organization, yes? Is it possible that you could, this is kind of a rhetorical question, suggestion really more than anything. I would consider, instead of pivoting, maybe it's an and, right? So maybe you're actually using a exchange of services or subscription based on some things, or offer a promo period so that they understand the value, so they can relate to it, so it's creating that, right? The other thing is you said you were on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. You can link your Facebook with your Instagram, and honestly, those reels, those quick little, the tips, like your Tax Tips Tuesday, those really hit faster and more effectively across platforms than really most anything, because it's just quick information, quick consumption, and it's not heavy, and then the curiosity will drive it to you. So that's what I would say mainly about those things. The other thing I would maybe do is, given all of the organizations and the networking that you're doing, there are events where people are looking for this funding that traditionally aren't being funded. Or like an event that comes to mind is Run Your Business Like Us. It was a Women Entrepreneurship Conference. It was held at Marygrove. So things like that where people are trying to launch and do have the funding, or incubator spaces like Soup or Tech Town, things like that, where there is a funding element being supported, but then they're going to need a service for that wraparound service, so the tile can match the carpets, kind of a thing, as far as running the business itself. So that's what I would say.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great presentation, and I visited your website, and it is beautiful, so you've got a great website. And honestly, you're doing a lot with marketing. And so in my experience, a lot of times people think they have a marketing problem. What they really have is a sales problem. When you think about finance and accounting and anything where you're digging into people's finances, it's very personal, and people feel shame, and you can't discount that in the buying journey. And so I wonder if what you need is an entry point offer. Between your core offers, you have monthly plans, and those are laid out very nicely. But I wonder if you need an entry point offer where people can get to know you and develop trust and feel comfortable before they say, I'm going to open my books and show you all my dirty laundry. Because that's hard. That's hard for people, especially if they bootstrap a business and they've got all kinds of craziness going on. So an entry point offer could be something like, hey, we're going to do a really short project, and it's just going to be a small chunk of something, and that way we get to know each other, and you get to feel comfortable with me, and then you're ready to buy my monthly services. So that's my best suggestion, is to think about what that entry point offer could be to build trust and remove the shame.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Very good.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you this morning? Couple things. How large is your sales force? Just you. So find some people who have a sales background, and even if you pay them on a commission-only basis, because they have a sales background, they understand the process of how to get from an interest to finding a qualified prospect to closing. Because one of the things that you mentioned earlier was that, I forget exactly what it was, but you said you wanted to maybe move away from that because it wasn't getting any results for you. Think about your sales process and think about the questions that you ask when it's time to ask for the sale. And then understand those conversation starters and what might prevent someone from wanting to do business with you. Everybody can't afford your service. So the faster you can get to know, then the better you can, then the quicker you can move on to people that can really afford your service. So that's just for me as an old salesperson. And the second is Chanel Carswell, who had to leave and go open up her business. She's the brownie doctor. She just opened up a new store in Berkeley, guys, on Coolidge. Best brownies in the world.
Oh, boy.
Brownie doctor. So, she says, stop marketing to individuals. Market to corporations and organizations who hire consultants to provide tax services to your target demographic. They have funds to cover your fees. This is the strategy a small business consultant in Oakland County used that increased their revenues exponentially. And I will give you her contact info so maybe she can expound on who that is because she probably knows.
Okay.
But just some advice. Thank you so much for coming out today. We love the presentation, and there's a couple more people.
Thank you, Carol. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you survived quite a lot. That's not easy as a small business and one person only. I have a couple of suggestions for your outreach. One, you're doing a lot of marketing, and I'm assuming even your email marketing, that everything can be automated. So you need to look into how can I automate this activity. That's the only way you can extend yourself. If you don't have any way of automating, then you're really, really struggling. So you're working in the business opposed to working on the business. And second part that I wanted to advise you is, I think Trevor already touched on it. You can outreach to the bigger firms, that not necessarily big threes, big fours, but there are a lot of firms that are with 25 employees and 20 employees that are CPAs. Particularly, I know for myself, my wife's CPA, and they struggle a lot to find resource, particularly in tax time. So there is a lot of people there in need of help, but unless you outreach them. Once you outreach them, maybe 2 or 3, you're going to be overwhelmed. So your best bet is to outreach those who have more work that they can spill over. Secondly, they will have the clients that they cannot afford their services, which may be able to afford yours. Because I guarantee you're not the costliest on the market. There are a lot of other CPA firms that are very, very expensive. So those are the things I would like to offer.
Thank you.
For you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, so how did you feel about all those suggestions?
That was good. I can't wait to go back and watch the recording so I can take some notes and really implement some of those. But everything was very well received. I hear you about the Tax Tip Tuesdays. I know I need to get back to that. That's a pretty low-hanging fruit, something easy enough that I'm comfortable enough with implementing. But there were a lot of tips that I feel like I can implement. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Well, then come here. Please come here. We're gonna extend it one more time, so one second. Come, you come. And then you take the mic, and then you say what.
Okay, I like your presentation, and I just had a question about the referral program. I don't know if you could answer, so how does it work? That's a good bonus to have.
Yeah.
So the incentive.
So how it works is if you refer somebody and they become a client, you both get a $25 Visa gift card lunch on us.
That's good. It's a nice, good idea, and I feel like it'll work out for you. Lots of people like bonuses.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that because I didn't know if she could answer it. That's why.
Yeah, and it has worked. We've sent out some gift cards, so it's working.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, thank you, and thank you for that. Now, we have a little extra time today because we had one here, so we've done those things a little bit differently today as far as having elongated suggestions, and of course, having you come up, which is not a problem, because sometimes we have two speakers. So when we have two speakers, our agenda is a little bit more packed, but today we only had one speaker, so we were able to freestyle it a little bit. So I want to say thank you, and I want to let you know that this is the end of the presentation. If you guys still have suggestions and you want to talk to Valaise after, please, we are welcome. At this time, at the end, do we need to talk, do you want to come up, Daryl, and talk about Oakland Tribe? I don't know. Oh, I'm about to wrap it up, right? I'm wrapping. Oh, we got more slides. Okay, I was wrapping. So, do we need to talk about this? Madison Heights and Hazel Park won Trusted Connector MEDC grant. So there's going to be a lot of great programming coming out in the Madison Heights and Hazel Park Chamber, and as well as Incubizo. So stay tuned for that. Some great stuff's going to be coming out. We've got some things coming up. So July 23rd, Be Magnetic and Be Undeniable by Anita Green. That's going to be here at Incubizo on July 23rd at 11 a.m. And then she's presenting next week as well. She's going to be presenting her business. So we also have the Detroit Spartans annual golf outing. MSU, alumni, MSU, Detroit, Friday, July 18th at the Fieldstone Golf Club of Auburn Hills. So if you're interested in that, please take out your phone and scan the QR code. And then July 14th, The Future of AI is Now, Part 1, Oakland Thrive Golf Scramble. Wait, what? It is. The Future of AI is Now, Princess Castleberry. July 14th, The Future of AI is Now. So join global keynote speaker and risk strategist Princess Castleberry in partnership with Oakland Thrive for an immersive and dynamic workshop. And then also Oakland Thrive Golf Scramble, the third annual, August 11th, 2025, the Coulter Cup. Okay, Dave Coulter. Okay, I see you, Dave. If you're interested in understanding more about Incubizo and you're interested in getting more information, please scan this QR code and schedule your tour today. And so now it's group photo time. Come on up, y'all. Don't be shy. I don't know where we're going. Stay where you are. Where is it?
Stay where you are. Right there.
Find us on social media. Follow us on social media. Do we have a slide for that? Maybe. We're on Instagram, Facebook, maybe. That'll get us. If they scan this QR code, they can follow us on social media, on YouTube, Instagram. Was anybody on Zoom and YouTube? Hey y'all, y'all know I don't normally ignore y'all, but I forgot today. Hey y'all, do y'all have any comments or questions? But it's too late right now because we're about to take pictures. Hey y'all, thank you for joining us online. We love and adore you, and we will see you next week. Know what we're doing? Take pictures. We're about to take a picture. So stay where you are.
Hi everybody, give yourselves a round of applause. Because there is an army of you, we are doing the group photo a little bit different, but if you presented and if you're a coffee, were and are a coffee sponsor, come on up. And no, it's you're gonna actually sit here. Or stand here, both of you. Yes. Anybody in the back, please take some steps forward and stand. It's okay, guys. It'll be really easy. And then if you're in this front part, you can stay seated, but if you're at this table and want to be in the photo, come this way. So if you're in the back, stand up. If you have a 1 million cups cup, you can wave, you can stand also. The goal is to get you all to stand next to each other like you've been in a room for the last hour. Okay? If you have a cup, raise your cup. If you have a hand, wave at me. If you're in that back,